This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. For more great podcasts, head over to bigheadsmedia.com. Hi there, folks, and welcome to The Dark Passenger. It's a Dexter podcast brought to you by us at TV Tuners. I'm your host, Swanson, and with me, as always, is my co-host and guy who loves getting drunk and running over people, Stairmaster.
I'm just a party animal.
It's true, you do love it.
I'm a very real kind of guy. That happens everywhere.
Yeah, there's people all around like this. They all
deserve death.
Yes, that's right. And with us, as always, of course, our other co-host and drug lord who's involved in some sort of murder that's going on in the B plot here, Keel Rain.
I like to.
Hold on.
I like to do criminal activities. And I'm really interesting, and everyone cares about what I'm doing in the show.
It's true. It's a very interesting part of the show. Definitely not a moment where I was looking at my phone.
The all-essential C plot.
Yeah, that's right. Welcome to another edition of our Dexter podcast, brought to you by us, bought for us on our Buy Me a Coffee page by J-Pop.
That's crazy. Who would put money on this?
It's a question that's worth asking. But yeah, that we're here after a lengthy time away. Keo is back. You managed to evade the police.
He found a tunnel to hide under and waited for its stars to go down. Yeah,
and it worked.
Well, it worked for now, but there's going to be some complications for the podcast in the next few weeks.
Oh. Should we be worried?
Yes.
Keo is going to betray us and go work for a slightly more successful podcaster for several missions before betraying them.
Yeah. Keo Rain will be on the Doughboys podcast for the next month.
Yeah, that would be the Doughboys, wouldn't it?
And the closest equivalent to us. We watch TV, they eat fast food. I can only assume Keo is furiously typing what that is.
Doughboys podcast. Let's see. They got a guy. One guy has a burger. The other guy has like a spoon.
Of course, the burger boy and the spoon man, yeah.
The spoon guy is for the Wendy's Frosty, I presume. Because they always give you a spoon with that, even though it's supposed to be a drink. Right?
Well, it's because it's so thick. Sort of like how they do with Blizzards at Dairy Queen.
Well, maybe they should make a normal type of milkshake then.
Maybe you should just go get a milkshake somewhere else, bitch.
I will. At Steak and Shake.
Yeah, they don't give you a straw. They don't give you a spoon for that. They give you a straw.
Yeah, I don't. Last time I used a spoon, it was
deeply unhappy.
It was a dark.
There was
time.
a bit of an altercation.
With who?
So,
the spoon guy.
Well, the spoon guy was there. He's the one who gave me the spoon. And
you mean this guy, Mike Mitchell, the spoon man?
Yeah, he was present at the scene, and I took his spoon, but he's really non-confrontational. It was his friend who got into the altercation with me.
Oh yeah, that would happen.
The burger guy was all hyped up on hamburgers, and he was ready for a fight the entire time anyway. So when I got that spoon, it was done, you know?
Yeah. I hope the Doughboys listen to this and never respond to us.
I hope so too. I haven't listened to their podcast, so that'd be very awkward.
So yeah, welcome to another exciting edition. We're covering the second episode of Dexter.
True.
And, before we get to that, I just want to mention, of course, that, as I mentioned, Buy Me a Coffee episode. If you like this and you're like, Dexter's cool and all, but what if I want you to watch something else? Well, you could do that.
Like what?
I don't know.
What else is there, really?
Something else that's like fun, or maybe something that's made in the past decade.
I've had fun. Have you not been having fun?
I always have fun recording.
Like Gumby?
Yeah, I'm sure they remade that at some point. If you want us to watch the latest Scooby-Doo, for instance, you could go over to buymeacoffee.com/tvtuners. A single coffee will give you a single episode for us to talk about anything you wish.
What about Gunsmoke?
Yeah, let's watch Gunsmoke. That sounds badass.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh.
It's a show from the 60s, Stare, so it's going to get surprisingly racist, surprisingly quick.
Well, that's a little fun.
I guess that's true, yeah. We want to, spot the racisms.
Yeah.
Anyway, you could go over there and do that if you so are inclined. Of course, if you're listening and you have any quips, comments, questions, foresights, otherwise, well, you could send them to us at our email address, and we'll read them aloud on the podcast.
Wow.
That's right. You can send them to tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Kieran?
tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. I spent the past 3 weeks studying that.
Oh, well, looks like it paid off. That's right. You could be like Geo, who sent us this email. Blowing on that Endo, GameCube Nintendo. 5% tint so you can't see inside my window. That's that is just the title there. Gentlemen.
Okay.
What's y'all's take on the GameCube controller, Geo?
Oh.
It's good.
It's a good controller.
From the Nintendo 64.
I was going to say, I think it's a better one than the N64. I know the N64, nostalgia-wise, people enjoy that, but I think the GameCube controller is easier to, hold.
I don't like the Nintendo 64 controller. It's uncomfortable. I don't like it. I didn't grow up with it. I don't like it.
I don't like it, Walter.
Put your N64 away, Walter. I'm trying to play Wind Waker. I don't have time for your ocarina. Put your Majora's Mask away, Walter.
What? I'm not playing Zelda right now. I'm playing Banjo-Kazooie.
You better not be playing Banjo-Tooie in there.
Listen to me, Walter. Walter, you need to listen up right now. Ukulele is not Banjo-Kazooie. It's a different series.
Don't talk to me about Ratchet and Clank, Walter. It's not the same thing.
Don't even get me started on Jak and Daxter.
I don't like any game other than Banjo-Kazooie that has two protagonists. It's not right, Walter.
It's half a game.
He sees a copy of Blinks, and he just walks off.
Just Mike furiously pounding on the door. Walt, are you playing Gex in there? You better not be playing Gex.
I can just imagine Walter giving an impassioned rant about Crash Bandicoot and how it wasn't good anymore once it got to the PS2.
Oh, he'd be right for once.
Yeah, he'd be right, but what's the value of that discussion? Everyone already knows.
Twin Sanity? Give me a break. Anyway, my take is that the GameCube controller is better than the N64 one, and
worse than the Dreamcast controller.
True. Better than the Wii? Just the regular, Wii controller?
What's that? What are you talking about?
Like just the nunchuck?
Oh.
Yeah, that's
would you call
terrible.
that? Would you call that a controller? Even that? I don't even.
I guess it's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, Swanson.
I don't trust like that.
So yeah, good. I hope we answered your question, Gio. And of course, tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com is where you can send all your questions, and we'll answer them just like that.
But why is the controller asymmetrical like that? What's going
on
with the Z button? What's up with that?
It's
Can you explain that
different.
to me?
It kind of feels better to add the Z button on there.
Yeah. Well, I feel
something
like they
oddly
just realized there was no way that they were going to make a better controller than the PlayStation.
So they didn't even try.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's nothing you can do at that point. They've perfected the model, which is why they haven't made a controller since then.
Yeah,
they've had things that look sort of like controllers.
Yeah, it's funny though. It's just like you're completely correct, and I can just imagine the meeting where they were trying to design the GameCube controller, and they were just like all had their hands in their faces. They were just like, we can't compete with Sony on this one.
It looks too much like PlayStation.
Let's just make it pretty good, but not as good as theirs because we can't.
Right.
And they're like, the PlayStation has 4 trigger buttons or whatever, and they're like, well,
we don't have the money for that.
We're gonna put 3.
Someone walked in and said with a straight face, "We're doing 3."
And they just said, "Yeah, let's do that."
Sure thing.
I guess it kind of has a cool feeling that there's a special button, like a super secret purple button
hidden
on the top. Yes.
Hit the Z button, Walter.
Z button? Where's that?
You know where.
Don't play coy with me, Mike. I don't have time for this.
That's actually how he kills Mike. Or why he kills Mike.
Tell me about R3. How do I press it?
Mike, you should have just told me about R3. Mike, shut the fuck up and let me watch this cutscene.
Don't bother the summoner, Walter.
I could have read the manual. I'm sorry, Mike.
Good times. So that's another rousing email from Gio. But of course, emails are not the only way that you can get a hold of us. Perhaps you like scrolling on Twitter. Well, while you're why don't you scroll on by to our podcast page at TV Tuners. You can see tons of great TV content there.
Who would do that?
Freaks, which is exclusively our brand.
Okay, yeah, that's true, and I'm in favor of the whole situation.
Yeah, you can scroll on there right now, and you'll see a tweet that we just retweeted from Mr. Pod that says, "Just got back from the doctor's office, diagnosed with ligma. Looking for a podcast recommendation to learn more about this."
Well, I can talk about ligma. I'm qualified.
Ligma what?
What do you mean ligma what?
I thought you were saying... I misheard you. Sorry.
Yeah, ligma is a terrible disease.
Yeah, it's true.
You really don't want to be diagnosed with that. I feel really bad for Mr. Pod.
Yeah, don't you agree, Swanson?
Ligma's very serious.
Yeah, what's the worst symptom of it? Huh?
The death.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's pretty bad.
That's the worst symptom, but there's one of many.
I'm so glad that we all know what ligma is and don't have to ask.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's obviously a disease, so why would you ask? What do you?
No one gets diagnosed with something good.
Yeah, no one's gonna say what's ligma.
Yeah, if someone tells me what they're diagnosed with, I'm not gonna ask them. At best, I'll Google it, but I'll just say, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
Googling what's ligma.
No, seriously, if someone walks up to me and they're just like, man, I'm really having a bad time in my life. I was just diagnosed with ligma. I'm not gonna ask him like, oh, what's that? I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
I would ask them why they led with that.
Well, that sounds, yeah. It turns out that I have breast cancer, sort of conversational gambit.
And all that content is great and fun to look at. But of course, the main reason we hang out on Twitter is to look for our tweet of the week, the best thing on Twitter currently. And Stare, we've got a doozy.
Yes.
Yeah, this tweet of the week comes from Cedric the Cat, at cat_Cedric, who writes, hanging out with Uncle Dexter, cat emoji, hashtag cats of Twitter. And there's these two tabbies, one's on the windowsill, and the other's on the bed, and they're both little guys.
You
always have to take my word for it.
What a beautiful sight here, you know. Like I saw a cat once, and he was like, "Hey."
The cat said, "Hey."
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was deeper, like Stairmaster said.
Hey.
This cat has the cutest meow. Ah!
So, Uncle Dexter is, of course, referring to Dexter Morgan, the main character of the show we watched this week.
I did not just put Dexter in.
Yeah,
and I did not just contemplate instead posting a tweet about how thick Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory's mom is.
Which has like 100,000 likes for some reason.
Well, for some reason.
And I am now going to retweet on the Twitter, the official TV Tuners Twitter.
Oh, okay. Enjoy, everybody.
You got access back to that account?
I'm hacking in.
Whoa.
Okay, that's crazy.
I'm going to tune in on this tweet because it's a cat. And also, I like to think it's the cat for Cedric the Entertainer.
I like that there's a cat, and I also like that Dexter Morgan is just out of frame in this picture.
I think that they gave Dexter's mom a ton of cake. For no good reason.
It's just how they make cartoon moms. It's like a rule from perverted animators. Make the moms thick.
How do you know she's a mom if she's not thick? Can you explain that to me?
True.
It's true. You gotta make the moms thick, Walter.
That's a sign of maturity.
How do you know they've had children if they're not thick, Walter?
If their hips aren't wide, the baby won't be able to pass through.
Mike, it's just not proportional.
Proportions don't matter. It's animation, Walter.
You're depicting reality as you wish it would be.
You've got no artistic vision, Walter. You make me sick.
Who is that?
I don't even know. I was trying to do Mike.
What? What happened?
I lost it. I was trying to do his angry voice.
That's not what I sound like, Keo.
Keo, that's a half voice. That's a half impression.
We can only do his voice with the one tone. We can't make him sound angry. We can't make him sound happy like he's.
Well, how many times has he been actually angry?
Listen, you are not the impersonator. I had an impersonator, and then people stopped following him. Oh, that really hurt my throat.
He's been angry a good number of times, I think.
He's very passionate.
You're not the animator. You couldn't be the animator. We had an animator, and then he got fired.
He got replaced with a computer program.
Damn. Hits close to home.
Yeah, I wanna get a program that can animate. And I'm gonna animate Swanson.
They're digitally doing the in-betweens, Walter.
Swanson, you don't want to know what I'm gonna animate you doing.
Oh.
You're probably right that I don't want to know.
Yeah, so that's what I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah, smart. So I'm tuning in on this. Good cats. Definitely connected to the show we watched this week.
Yeah. Yes.
Good times. Yeah, all right. So, with all that out of the way, of course, there's one last question I have to ask before we get into the meat and the potatoes here. What'd you watch this week? Anything fun, interesting?
No.
I watched Better Call Saul.
I watched Better Call Saul.
I also watched
was
it.
that-
If we want to talk about that, we should do it at the end after the recap, I think.
So, yeah, I don't think we should mention the Better Call Saul finale, like, in detail or anything. My suggestion is let's give ourselves one word each to describe the finale.
Okay.
Epic.
Okay.
Sad.
Heartfelt. There you go.
Come.
Yeah, that's the last part.
They did manage to get one more shot of Kim's feet in.
They did?
Yeah, you didn't notice?
Why would I notice?
Because of the Bob Odenkirk thing.
I mean, I heard about that,
Yeah.
but like,
Well, that's poisoned my mind.
it doesn't mean I'm going to be checking out for feet.
Well, I mean, the
Saul,
camera's
you
like
can't be
pointed
looking
at
for
them.
feet pics online, Saul. You're famous.
Listen, I'm not into feet like you are, so just chill out.
Hey. Nobody said I was in the feet.
People know who you are, Saul. You can't be looking for feet pics. Do that on private account.
He's earned it. He can be horny on Maine.
True.
I've looked into your accounts. You have private accounts. I've seen them. Use those. You're up 22. That's you, Saul. And
Boner Squad 69. That's you.
Oh, why would his name be Bonus Squad 69? Swanson?
hosts
It's
a lot
so
of
good.
boners.
Because
Better boner up.
Better boner now.
A better boner down?
Better boner down.
Fuck
all
Chuck. 72. Or
So, anything else anybody wants to talk about?
no.
No.
All right, well, that's a quick segment then, I guess.
When I finished watching the finale, I was just done with,
Media.
yeah.
You turned off all. You disconnected the
Yeah,
television.
I do feel an empty hollowness inside now. I feel
Yeah.
like is this what postpartum depression is like?
Yes, that's right. You act like you didn't already have that.
Oh no!
You're going to have to reconcile with your son one of these days, Stairmaster.
No. There's no unmaking that bed.
You're gonna have to reconcile with your son. You're gonna have to teach him to be Jewish.
And how to play baseball.
Yeah, those are the two important things.
Here's what you're gonna do, Adam. You're gonna spill water on your hair. Say it was from swim practice.
Your mom will never know.
Now tell me, what was the coach, what was the lifeguard wearing?
You'd be a great father.
Anyway, that was my way of saying that I watched the rehearsal and it's still good.
What, Ikeo? Would Mike make a good father?
I'm saying you would,
Oh,
Stairmaster.
okay.
No, Mike has proven to be not a good father, but a great
No, he's
granddad.
Uh,
To his eternally
I don't think Mike was
8-year-old.
good at anything.
I would say he's like a solid 3 out of 10 grandfather.
I don't know. He's usually there. Every now and again, he does
Until
have to
he's
leave abruptly.
not.
Until he's not there, dude.
Had to traumatize that poor girl for life.
Well, all she knows is that he just disappeared one day. Because she never grows up, evidently. So
Yeah, true. You need to stop spiking Kayla's drinks.
she needs to grow up. She can't stay 8 forever. Yeah, that was my way of saying that I watched the rehearsal and that it's really good, and Keo should watch it sometime.
Okay, I'll think about it. I'll put it on the list of things I'm not going to watch.
I feel like Keo, you would really enjoy the
Coward.
rehearsal.
Why?
It's a Nathan Fielder show.
It's a tune-in from TV Tuners.
Nathan Fielder.
The guy who did Nathan for You.
The Claw of Shame guy. The guy who sounds
Claw
like
of Sh-
me.
You're gonna have to help me out here
You've
some
never
more.
seen Nathan Fielder's? You never saw Nathan For You?
No?
He did
Okay,
like dumb
what?
Starbucks too.
Kia, let's
Starbucks?
watch this 3.5 minute video.
Don't
And
watch
we'll
it
just-
now, please.
Watch it now, bitch.
Whoa,
Oh, this is a wrong one. This is a wrong one. Don't watch it.
Okay, I'm not gonna watch it.
I
he
linked to
wasn't
the
gonna-
actual event. I need the intro. That's the mimetic one. Okay.
Anyway,
watch
it's
this
his new show, and it's deranged and great. While Keo's busy watching The Claw of Shame, I guess I can talk about how I watched Prey.
So, yeah.
It's pretty
Right.
good. It was good.
Yeah, it's good.
I did watch the Comanche dub.
Oh.
It's good.
Weeb.
Yeah, that's right. The French people still spoke only French. It wasn't like translated.
Oh, it would be funny if they had, like, obviously dubbed over Comanche.
That would have been
Like
even
like
for the
those weird-
Predator.
like those weird Eastern European dubs where they're just half-assing it.
Like even the Predator has dubbed
Does the Predator say anything?
snarls. Do predators talk?
What the...
They clearly talk to each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, it
Most
was
of the
good.
time they speak English. I don't think there's actually... Well, I never saw AVP 2, and I don't remember AVP 1. Those are the only movies where you have real predator-on-predator interaction.
True.
So maybe they do. But no, all I know is they speak English.
That was good. I like that.
Yeah, it's like that.
Okay, I'll watch it. What's it called again?
The rehearsal?
The Redemption? Okay.
The Raid Redemption?
Yeah, that's right. Anyway,
Rage-
it was a good
Raid-
movie.
Raid Shadow Legends.
No.
Best Predator movie since Predator 2, I guess.
Yes.
I mean, it's not a high bar to clear, but they did it. Good work. I didn't like that the very end sort of teased the second movie, but
Of course, everything's got to have sequels.
but yeah, good stuff. That's really all I got. And I guess that's all we got here. So I guess there's nothing left to do but for us to travel down the road and talk about our old pal, Dexter Morgan, the serial killer who hunts serial killers. That's what he does.
Also criminals at his regular job.
Yeah, that's true. And also just regular criminals who don't murder multiple people. Or even one sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, he's a blood analyst, so
You could beat... What if you beat someone up?
I think they would just question the guy.
True. It's true. I guess he explicitly is involved in murder and only murder.
Yes.
So yeah, following the first episode, Dexter is like, this guy, this murderer guy, he's sending a
He's
message.
my friend now.
Yeah, we're friends. Yeah, so he's hanging out in the morning. I had forgotten about the ASMR openings that we get in the early seasons of Dexter.
Yeah.
Where it's sort of just like him like cutting up some steak with a knife, and then you hear him going.
I want to ask, someone pointed out to me that Roomba music plays every time there's a Latino character on screen, but I've noticed that the Roomba music will just play regardless. It's almost omnipresent, like the people making the show thought that Florida was a province of Cuba.
It does just sort of play every time he's outside. I guess maybe they think that's what Florida is. Like it's just constantly playing.
It's diegetic music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's listening. It's like
It's
what
on
all
his
he
car
listens
radio.
to.
Yeah, I just pictured Dexter having like his own little YouTube channel, and it's just like my daily routine.
Yeah, it's like him
We just
pulling off a
watch it.
face mask like he's Patrick Bateman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get introduced to Dexter the sea monster. He's just sort of chilling out in the ocean, as one does, just hanging out.
He
was on a boat by himself, I guess.
He's very cheeky in this opening monologue. Today I'm just a regular sea monster.
Today I'm lounging about in the sea. No murder for me.
A nasty man in the water, looking at people, watching, looking around, going around.
I'm a sick little freak in the water. Wet little freak.
Like to kill people, but not today. Today, I'm just in the water. That's all. I'm swimming.
He's hanging out. And then he's in his house, and his sister shows up with bagels. There's a bit where they're talking back and forth about this dude, this ice truck killer that they're looking for. He gives her some advice. She goes off. So he opens up the fridge, and I can't be the only one who noticed this. Nothing in the fridge. Other than this thing that's been left for him by the ice truck guy. There's nothing in the fridge. The ice truck killer took all my food.
Yeah, Dexter does not enjoy frozen products. He does not participate in that.
My meat needs to be fresh. Fresh like my
I can definitely see him. Yeah, I can see him saying that.
Also, he's at trial for something or another, and he knows the exact number of cases he's done.
What a nerd. What a sicko. That's the nastiest thing he's ever done is count things.
Yeah.
Yeah. The nastiest thing he's ever done and ever will do.
Yeah.
Doesn't get any worse.
Yeah.
So he's also stalking his next prey, who is just this...
Drunk driving.
He's a guy
Serial drunk driver.
Yeah, this is like when Stalker had to try and come up with stalkers for them to arrest, but it was just murderers. This is just a guy who kills, this is just a guy who runs over people. It's not a serial killer, I guess. I guess in the most technical of terms, maybe.
I don't know. It seems like it's premeditated because didn't he say
doing it?
He reported the car stolen before running people over.
Also, he did it 3 times prior and had to change his name each time and move to a different state.
Yeah, it's very involved.
It seems like a very poor way to do serial killing, but,
it's probably why it hasn't actually been done.
Yeah. Dexter's he's like, well, he cheated the system, but I can too with murder.
With knives.
I too can cheat the system by murdering.
I'm going to kill this guy because I have to kill someone every episode.
I had forgotten about this plot, sort of, for good reason. And when they were playing the video of the teenager who he runs over, I was half expecting the video itself to be the tape when he runs over them. They're just having a birthday party and a car just comes in.
No. If this was HBO, they would do that. If this was The Sopranos, they would do that.
It's true. Well, they have done that. Tony Soprano's run over people.
Oh, yeah, but I mean... yeah. And you know what? The Sopranos didn't need to have Tony kill a different guy each week.
It's true. This week
he just killed when he felt like it, not like he needed to every week.
I'm gonna run you over, Christopher. So, Dexter gets called to a crime scene. The guy gets thrown
off a bridge.
Yeah, and there's a piece of human flesh in his mouth. For what's the reasoning?
He bit him before he got thrown off.
Okay, yeah.
Youch.
That stings.
If somebody did that when I was killing him, I'd kill him.
I'd kill him extra hard. Which is probably why he got thrown.
Yeah.
He was originally just going to stab him a bunch. There's also a comment while he's driving to this location about the perfect driving food being a banana or a pulled pork sandwich. Disagree.
Both similar in shape and texture.
Expand on that.
Well, see, the joke is that's not true.
Oh, okay.
What did you think?
But
Did you
also,
think I don't know what those? Really,
I don't know.
Swanson?
Who knows with you, Stairmaster?
Really?
I don't really understand how we can even conceive of pulled pork sandwiches being a good driving food. Isn't that like
That's
real
sloppy.
messy?
Sounds sloppy.
You should not eat while driving.
Maybe he likes it when it's sloppy and dangerous to eat.
I like my food with danger. Will I get it on my pants?
Will I spill
drive-
it on my car seat and make it smell like shit for the rest of my life?
I drive with one hand on the wheel, one hand on my pulled pork sandwich, one hand on my cock.
What? Smash cut to him running over that teen and being like, "Oh, I need to come. I have to fix this. I have to find the perfect fall guy."
Oh, I thought you were saying he has to like fix the person he ran over.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm just like imagining him eating a pulled pork sandwich while he's driving.
Or murdering a guy.
Well, we don't have to imagine him murdering.
No, eating a sandwich while murdering.
You know why you're here? Hold on 1 second. Are you done with that? Almost. Oh, that's good.
Want some?
It's your last meal, punk. I don't know why he's RoboCop.
I don't believe in last meals, but
That would be
I'll
a
make an
better
exception
ending
today.
than him becoming a lumberjack. Is RoboCop showing up and
Freeze,
shooting him.
dirtbag.
And it's
Yeah.
like Death Note, but it's RoboCop instead of
Yeah.
the
Better show.
Kira Task Force.
That's how the Dexter revival should have ended. So yeah, we get to see Dokes in this episode in a slightly different mode because mainly he just ignores Dexter instead of being like, man, fuck Dexter. Instead, he's just like ignores him and does a C plot that we don't really care about.
Is this going to be a runner for the entire season? This cartel?
So this guy who gets thrown over was a cop. And so we get to do all of the cops are on edge because a cop has been murdered and Dokes knew the guy, so he's like extra on edge. He goes to visit the guy's wife and he finds the wife bleeding out
From the throat.
And yeah. But he's in a different mode this week. He's not really screaming at anybody. I mean, he does later at the guy he captures, but he's not screaming at Dexter in particular.
He's just like quietly, like under his breath, "Shut up, Dexter."
Yeah, he's like, whatever, fuck this guy. This guy fucking sucks.
Can Dexter speak Spanish?
I think a little bit. Most of the other department, most of the Spanish speaking is handled by the Spanish characters on the show.
I'm just imagining him trying to participate in this Spanish drug cartel plotline besides what he does.
That would be funny. I don't think he really needs to learn. I don't know if he does need to learn Spanish because he doesn't really need to speak to anybody who's involved in a crime.
True. He doesn't need to speak to most people. And he doesn't
True.
want to.
So they find another ice truck, and this one's got fingertips.
He left him there on purpose.
He painted
He's
them
a
like
cheeky
dolls.
little serial killer.
Yeah. He's like he's giving me a message that we're friends. We're having a good
I like
time.
this guy. He's impressing me with how he can cut off people's fingertips and put them in ice. It's beautiful.
I saw your work of art. So yeah, he also there's that is the C plot because the B plot is him going on this double date with his sister. His sister is seeing some guy who's a mechanic, and Dexter is somehow orchestrate. For some reason, he's the one who suggests it, a double date between him and his girlfriend and Dexter's sister and this mechanic man, and it's Just a random encounter. What even happens on this date? Anything?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
And I watched it yesterday.
Same.
I watched it today.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't really remember anything happening. I think she says she breaks up with him at the end of the episode. But what I do remember from this B plot is that Dexter is like, here it comes, the time when we try to have sex and I don't want to do it. And then like his traumatized girlfriend who still gets traumatized by the idea of sex is like, no, let's not. And he's like, that's a great idea. I'm all for it, actually. It's like, actually, I would rather murder than... That's how I get off. So let me go do that. And you stay here. And he does. Yeah, he finds this guy and he murders him. That's pretty much what happens in the episode. There's some stuff with the cartel that happens, right? Like some guy gets murdered or something.
Yeah, he gets prison killed.
Yeah, he gets prison killed and then there's like something about...
Yes.
Dokes like let it happen. I don't know. I don't remember.
No, I think Dokes was like, we need to arrest him. And she's like, no, we gotta give him, he can give up the boss.
Oh wait, it was that Dokes was having an affair with the police guy's wife. That's right.
Which is ironic because Dexter's sister is the affair with this guy.
True, that's right. Yeah, that's why she breaks up with him. Yeah,
rhymes.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Vince Gilligan, step aside.
Yeah, best writing.
Yeah, so this guy goes to jail and gets prison murdered, and Dokes is like, can't believe this guy got murdered. And then, so Dexter kidnaps this this drunk driving serial killer and then disposes of him. And when he gets back, he finds another message from the ice truck guy. He's like,
all the stuff is gone.
Out. Guess we're playing a game. And that's kind of the episode, really. You know what I noticed during the scene with the date is that the guy is like, so the guy and his sister Deborah are like just making out in front of them all the time, and then he's like, yeah, so I'm the brother Dexter, and he's like, or he starts asking him questions, and she's like, you can stop giving him the third degree, Dexter. He's like, no, I'd be skeptical too if I had a hot sister. Like,
stop giving him the third degree and give him the first base.
Yeah.
And this match cuts to them all making out.
They all make out. Dexter's like, I didn't want to do this. But yeah, I don't know. It was kind of a slow episode. Not a whole lot actually happened that was interesting.
No,
they had like the token killer who had a story that didn't make
that's kind
much
of
sense.
That's mostly stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had the killer of the week, and this week the killer was drunk driver.
4 DUIs, and he has to change his identity.
Yeah. Not a great killer.
And somehow he keeps being able to afford a good lawyer to keep him out of jail.
He keeps finding Saul Goodmans. There's one in every state. So yeah, that's that is pretty much the end. I forgot to mention this week's episode is titled Crocodile. Because I guess that's the
because he's floating in the water like a crocodile.
No, because the drunk guy gives fake tears during his.
Oh, that too. But he's also floating like a crocodile. At the start
also,
of the
I was gonna ask, did you guys notice this? But I know the answer is no. When drunk DUI murderer man is on the stand, he's doing some of the worst acting I have ever seen.
I thought it was maybe deliberate.
I was like, wow, he's acting like everyone else on the show.
I mean, yeah. I mean, come on. The guy who plays Dexter is doing a job here, at least.
Yeah, but
yeah, he. I mean, this guy. I feel like maybe it was supposed to be deliberate, but like, are you supposed to be rubbing it, like being that bad of an actor? I feel like people can tell. But then again, I guess all you need to do is convince one juror.
Yeah,
that's Showtime's motto.
That's true. That's true.
I've been clean for 5 whole weeks, and I didn't do it.
These people, they stole my car and then they tried to kill me.
I can't believe someone stole my car and drove drunk.
I better
with it
call
and then
Saul.
and then parked it back in my driveway afterward.
And everyone's like, "Wow."
Yeah, that impression sort of sounds a little Semitic.
What?
Well, luckily this guy wasn't Jewish, so it's fine.
That would be extremely funny if he was.
Why?
Because it's wrong?
Oh, okay. It's wrong to arrest Jewish people. Yeah, I know you.
No, it's wrong to be anti-Semitic, even if you're in prestige television.
I don't know why my whiny voice makes Stairmaster think of Jewish people.
Come on, Taunton, you hear it, don't you? A little bit. You sound like the guy from Family Guy. The Jewish guy.
You mean Mort?
Yeah.
The totally okay character that's still on television?
Who hasn't been pooed?
Who somehow is fine to be on TV?
Are they still putting him on TV, or are we just kind of...
I'm pretty sure that they have not done anything with Mort. Like they
didn't have an episode where he dies, or you're saying like they still put episodes out with it?
I'm sure. I don't know. I'm not like a Family Guy expert. That's people we don't talk about. Like I don't know for sure. Is Mort still on Family Guy? I'm gonna assume so.
Maybe if Andy from the Good Old Fashioned Values podcast invited me on, I'd be able to answer this. But he's listed as me.
He's listed as a major character on the wiki.
A major character. Hold on.
I don't know what the criteria is there. Let's see. Looks like he appeared in season 20, episode 19.
True.
Okay, makes sense.
I guess. I don't know.
That seems like the most recent season, I bet.
How many... Yeah, that aired in May of this year.
Yeah, so he's on the air still.
They're survivors.
It's true. The important thing is that Joe Swanson is still on the air, though. Still showing up. Hey, Peter, we shouldn't really be hanging out with Mort anymore.
Kia, did you listen to last week's episode where Swanson unlocked the Ultra Instinct version of his Patrick Warburton impression?
No.
Master? Yeah.
Hey, Peter, I noticed some of our friends are a little anti-Semitic. Maybe we should.
Coded.
We gotta talk about Cleveland.
Perhaps
he's okay now. Actually, he's got a different voice actor.
Perhaps we could have a musical number.
Cleveland does have a new voice actor, by the way.
Yeah.
And
unfortunately, it's Hank Azaria.
He's also like a different character too.
With Cleveland,
if I recall. Yeah, from his original character, he's like a different guy, right?
Oh yeah, because he had a whole show and everything, and had come back.
What is he like? Serious now?
No. Like before, he was like laid back and kind of like lazy and slow talking, and now he's like a fun, wacky guy.
And now he's like Boomhauer.
Yeah.
Yeah, laying mad pipe.
Hey, Peter, I'm gonna go hang out with the guys from King of the Hill.
Cleveland's been laying a lot of pipe lately.
I saw Cleveland hanging out with my wife.
I'm pretty sure he fucked Quagmire too.
And
so
Quagsire.
looking through the list of Family Guy characters
Oh, here we go again.
on on Wikipedia, there's an extended family list that has, of course, the Griffin family. And then there has the Quagmire family.
Didn't Quagmire have like an abused sister or something?
I'm sure. Yes, he did. I just looked at it.
I remember they killed off the lady news anchor after doing like a Clue style episode. Clue the movie.
Wow. This show contains multitudes, apparently.
And also, you know what's fucked up is she has the same voice actress as the boss from Metal Gear Solid 3.
That does seem pretty fucked up. Yeah, I'm noticing a trend here, actually, where a lot of Peter's friends and family have dead wives or divorced. Because Mort Goldman, apparently his wife died at some point, and he remarried.
Well, that's the most interesting story, is getting a brand new wife.
And
After
Cleveland, of course, we all know.
know.
We all know Cleveland got divorced and then remarried.
He did?
Yeah, that's what the Cleveland show's all about, is that he got divorced and moved to another place.
Oh, I
wherever
never
the Cleveland
watched
show
it.
takes place.
Yeah, I think I watched it. I did watch it a few times when it was on Adult Swim, I think. It was on there, right?
I watched an episode and I was like, oof.
I was like, wow, this isn't very good.
Let's all start watching Family Guy. Let's
This
just do
one's
our
quite
own
bad.
rival Family Guy podcast.
Who could have guessed that a show that featured a bunch of black characters but written and created by white guys would be
By
bad?
the whitest man of all time.
Seriously, the three creators of the Cleveland show are Seth MacFarlane, a guy named Richard Appel, and Mike Henry, the voice of Cleveland, all white. Maybe it's just, I'm just saying, maybe add a little color.
No.
The writing room from Friends.
I want like a show that's like written by like a mannequin, like a completely white mannequin.
I feel like we've watched that several times on this podcast.
Yeah, that was Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, that's fair.
That was the Island.
I want a show that's written by a completely black mannequin.
Oh man, they wouldn't allow it on TV. So, also, Cleveland, the episode where Cleveland returns to Family Guy, season 12 episode titled "He's Black."
Are there parentheses around the L?
No, well, it's Black,
Oh.
like he's back, but he's
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm asking if there's parentheses around the L.
no. Cleveland show ran for 4 years. How?
Wow.
Who allowed this?
It's much longer than expected.
2009 to 2013. This happened all in the first into the second term of Obama. He let this happen. Another thing he could have changed and didn't.
He could have had a press conference about it,
Yeah.
talking about why it shouldn't be.
He could have codified a bill banning the Cleveland show, and he didn't.
The Cleveland show, folks, it's no good.
An executive order putting Seth MacFarlane in prison.
I'm shutting it down and replacing it with 22 short films about Springfield, the mini-series.
Oh no.
No, yeah.
I mean, it'd probably be better, I guess, but I don't know by how much.
When's Trump gonna make his own TV show?
He did. It was called The Apprentice, Keo.
Yes.
I mean, like his own like TV. Like he acts like this is like a sitcom about Trump, not a reality show, just like a show.
Like, that's my
That'd
president.
be like Tommy Wiseau's The Neighbors or whatever it was called, where he's just like this perfect figure.
Yeah, it would
There's
just be
this
Donald Trump coming into
fever
like
stream.
weird situations and being like, "What's going on here?" Oh, that's weird. He would also have a sex scene in every episode.
Where it's emphasized that he was giving maximum pleasure.
Yeah, and you never see him without his suit on. But like the women are completely nude. But he just has his suit on. And it's on network TV. He's allowed it to. They allow him to put the nudity on stuff. I can get away with it. The FCC can't hurt me.
They thank him after the sex too. Like they're very grateful.
Yeah, they say thank you, Mr. President, and he doesn't acknowledge it.
He just walks away.
He adjusts his tie
so it's like
and walks away.
He's like Golgo 13.
We were talking about Dexter. I guess we got to figure out if we were going to tune in.
He looks deeply unhappy as he walks away.
Oh yeah, that's probably true to life.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Well, because in real life, after he's done having sex, he has to lay there for at least 3 hours to recuperate.
Sobbing.
Yeah. Oh, why?
Yeah, I don't know. I tune out on this episode of Dexter. I don't know.
We lost the magic somewhere along the way, I think.
What magic?
I don't know.
You mean of the magic of the first episode of Dexter?
Yeah. Now, yes, of course. I wasn't talking about this podcast. We never had any magic.
Well, I would say we're always magical.
I'm a magic man.
And I hope anybody who's tuning in due to Stairmaster's new Twitter fame is really enjoying the episode this week, where we barely talked about Dexter because it was very boring.
And 0 good riffs this week that didn't involve us doing impressions.
Well, we're good at them. Hey, I heard about a pretty good one here.
Hey, Peter, meet my new friend, Mike.
Hey, Peter, I met a new friend of ours. His name is Mike Ehrmantraut.
Fix your bathtub, Quagmire. The foundation isn't stable.
Yeah, I'm going to tune out on this episode of Dexter. It was pretty boring, and there was, very minimal continuation of the actual interesting plot.
And there was no gratuitous nudity either.
It's
Show
true.
some boobs.
Show us Dexter's ass.
Give us something.
He was on a boat. Can't we just see his butt?
Yeah, it's in international waters.
This is what you do on a boat in general, even if it's,
You got to get changed sometime.
Right.
That's my motto.
It's boat time.
Anyway, yeah, that's a tune out on this week's episode of Dexter, which doesn't mean anything because we do have one more at least.
And then we're free.
It's true. Then we're free to do other things like Space Jam, A New Legacy, or whatever that one's called. And
Berserk, Legend of the Egg.
Yeah, that's true. That too. But before we get into any of that, of course, next week we'll be back with more Dexter. But until then, make sure you like and subscribe on all the podcast apps of your choice. And give us an email, send us a tweet. Just let us know that you care. That
give us a smooch.
Yeah, give us a little smooch on the cheek or on the lips.
Tell us once and how sexy his voice sounds.
Yeah, let me know. Which Swanson you talking about? And as always, of course, we'll be back next week with more murder. Until then, keep murdering some people who deserve it. Bye.
Parody satire.
It's over.
I found them.
Hey folks, time for the TV Tuners Fact of the Week. Did you know that Stairmaster has 49 cases of manslaughter while driving under the influence?
I was actually sober.